Hello again. It's another G1 Transformers review, and as you can see, this is a headmaster. His name's Skullcruncher, and he's a crocodile, I assume, or an alligator. He's obviously, as I say, he's a headmaster, so he came with his Nebulon partner Grax, which, as the name gives it away, is his turns into his head. Other accessories, he's got a pistol and part of his tail, which is another part of his weapon, and I'll show you that as I transform him. Obviously he came with his usual instructions, the tech spectre code, which is standard sort of given with these transformers. I'll just turn his box around so you can see what the back was. Again, it's the usual headmaster line artwork where Fortress Maximus is having a fight with the other headmasters with Scorponok. It's a good picture. I mean, it's quite a common one, and I'm sure any collector is pretty well familiar with that one. I've still got, obviously, still got the insert inside, so you'd have Skullcruncher's main sort of body there, and the Nebulon would appear in that little window there. Now, I'll start with a little look at the figure in his alligator or crocodile mode. Obviously he's got an opening mouth for biting Autobots, which also, as you can see from the clear canopy there, doubles up as Grax's cockpit, so you can sit inside there and look out through the front screen. Again, as I say, this part of his tail detaches and becomes a, I suppose, like a club or a sword of some sort of description, though I must admit it does look like some kind of adult sex aid, to be quite honest, but there you go. Not a great deal of articulation, obviously. There's a little bit of, you can get some leg movement with the front legs, but obviously you can't lengthen them too much because these back ones are a solid moulding, and they can only move a tiny amount really, and to be honest they're not really worth moving at all anyway. Pretty interesting colour scheme, being pink and green, but being Decepticon it does sort of work for him. Quite a nice little bit of chrome application, nice sticker applications on the top there. That's pretty much it for his animal mode, I suppose you class it as, beast mode. Again, there you detach the tail section for his other weapon, split the remaining part of his tail like that, and swing his legs around, so that obviously becomes his basic legs. Obviously he's only got a certain amount of movement there, he's got no hip movement for up and down, he's just on his knees that you can turn. For the next part of the transformation, you twist at his waist to bring this part round to the front, which is obviously his chest. I suppose the arms are next. Swing what were the front legs round, and you can see his hands inside there, so you swing the foot back away and just bring the fist out like that. I'll do the same on there, try and make sure you can see that. They're quite stiff to turn from the green to the pink part, and then you just swing the fist out from the front there, and as you can see that's pretty well his transformation. And then all you've got to do is swing the beast head down to his back, and that's his body done. So then all you need to do, don't forget to get Grax out of his mouth, is then transform Grax, which is the usual Nebulon way of folding his legs up like that, turn him over. You've actually got to flip over that cover, which I hadn't remembered to do, to reveal his face, which I'll bring in there so if you can see that. It's quite a nice little head sculpt, a bit of gold picking out his face. And as with all headmasters, he's got a flip down chest compartment, which on this one it actually does hinge better and isn't as delicate as some of the other ones. And of course you plug in his head and his tech specs sort of appear, which is speed, strength and intelligence. And it's showing he's very strong, not bad for intelligence, but incredibly slow. So that's not surprising, being that he'd have to walk everywhere. You can put his gun in his hand, and again you might get to see what I'm on about with his tail. That does look a little bit weird. I suppose the best description is more of a club than a sword, because that is not sharp in any sense of the word. It's a good headmaster figure. It's quite a nice size one. It's a bit bigger than Weird Wolf and some of the other ones. It's more along the lines of maybe the size of Mind Wipe. It's probably a good size comparison. A little bit of kibble. I mean, these bits on the side don't really fold down and disappear enough. The legs are pretty much just hanging there and don't really do anything really. And of course he's got a gigantic head hanging off the back of his back, like a big backpack. But what do you expect for something what came out in the, I suppose, the mid to late 80s? But no, it's a good Decepticon headmaster. There's not really a great deal more to say about him really. It's simplicity himself in the transformation compared to modern ones, and quite a nice colour scheme, a good Decepticon colour scheme. You know, they did go for some weird combinations, but I think it works on him. And that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this little review, and I'll see you again sometime. Please subscribe if you're interested, and again, as I say, if there's any other G1 figures that you're particularly interested in, you want me to review sooner, drop me a line, and if I've got them, I'll dig them out and do a review for you. Okay, I'll see you again. Bye for now.